Are really twins separated at birth. Some say that the wine is the first social network, is the Facebook of our ancestors, because is a tool that makes a lot of connections between persons, make people make something that probably they will not make without wine, and they keep the people together. So a lot of similarities. Interaction between men, but I'm speaking mainly about Italian, because I have more direct work with Italian scene. The wine web is very recent in Italy. They fell in love relatively late compared to United States and other regions. But as I say, wine is a social object. I don't know if you have confident with this definition. Social object is like the iPhone. It's an object that you buy and then you make a lot of promotion. You talk about this object, you identify yourself with this object, like a wine, specifically label. You talk about this object and you find people that are similar to you. And is unique, just like it's unique every wine, but it's an experience that is replicable. I drink Chianti Classico this evening, but people in the world can drink the same bottle, and it's about the same bottle every part in the world. And it generates a consumer experience that can be shared. Usually you talk with your friend, now you talk with your friend with Facebook, with Twitter, so it's immediately you want to say, oh, this one is fantastic, this one is awful, but you want to talk about that wine. And Facebook and other social networks that has found people that are interested in that wine more easily than ever before in the history of man. So consider this. I think that web and wine has a relationship that yet is really almost totally unexplored. And speaking about Italy, but I think there's a lot of this consideration worldwide. There are a lot of difference between web and press. Web, okay, the technology speed can make you talk about the wine very easily, very fast. It can create this talent. People that starting like me, writing about wine as amateur, like not professional, they can become professional, confronting with other professional and other people that read what is written. And so a lot of in Italy there were during the last years people that from bloggers they are given birth to interesting projects in Bloggzine, Intravino and others. They are really important in making wine sell, not only speaking about. The press is obviously important, but the timing is different. They usually the press talking about a guy, but also the magazines are printed one time and the last 1 year, maybe 2 years, but not more of that. Everything that's on the web is more or less forever on the web. Traditional wine guys in Italy, usually they don't understood the importance of the wine, of the web, of the wine. And there are a lot of investment in press and less on the web. This is a problem, but it's changing. Everything that is press is tied to the concept of scheduled printed edition, something that we have to adapt our mind to make it without. Newsweek this year has shut down other magazines are making so, and especially the web doesn't move a lot of money, doesn't make a lot of money talking about wine for now, but the paper won't make it anymore. So that's the point. And in Italy we talk a lot about wine. Some years ago it was a little bit of success for Elena Kostukovic, a Russian writer, that wrote a book, Why Italian Talk All the Day About Food and Wine, I would say. Because you know that Italy is the land of the campanile. The campanile is the tower of the church. Everyone has his church, his tower, and is the best of all the others. So I talk a lot about my food, my wine, and this is the Italians speak a lot of time, too much, but they talk about what they feel, their home and their values, and they talk about the food and the wine of their home, because that's really a value for the Italian average. And there is a lot of lack of business models, because in Italy, Italy is really a recent discovery. In Italy, the last about 30 million people on the web, almost of them on Facebook, but there are also half of the people in Italy that doesn't read, doesn't even have any mail. Facebook was really a successful story in Italy the last year, mainly because you know that in Italy we are all friends. You know people for 2 minutes and you say, oh, that's a friend of mine. When you say to other people coming from Germany or from France, you say that in 2 minutes, how you can be a friend for people in 2 minutes? For Italian, it's normal using the friend word. So in Facebook, it's normal to have 5,000 friends and feeling really friendly with these people. Twitter, that is a marketing tool even more important for Facebook, is less pervasive, but people are starting mainly before of our major Renzi, but a lot of VIPs about soccer and models, they are starting to use the Twitter. Not so many journalists, but more and more are increasing their presence on the web. These are some statistics. Of course, while I'm speaking, they are changing. But okay, we say 1 million of users on Facebook, increasing every minute. Twitter, YouTube is worldwide is more seen as any global network of television. It's really a marketing tool, really strong. Google Plus. That's mainly used by geek, not normal people, but if Google decides to make it a success, we sure will make so even Google Plus give a lot of tools for wineries and enterprises to make marketing, even if it's not so much used. And another is Pinterest. Pinterest is the third most used social network. Probably not all of you have heard about Pinterest. It's important for wine because it's mainly used by women and gays, and mainly less by men, because and it's based on photograph. You see we talk about how it's important for wineries to organize photo exhibition, cultural exhibition, and a lot of aspect of the wine is perfect when you take a photograph, starting from the vintage, starting for the vines, starting for the people that actually make the wine. So Pinterest and other social networks like Instagram, that are based on photograph, is really important as a marketing tool. Even on Facebook and Twitter, when you make a photo and you add a little bit of comment, you have a lot more impression, a lot more visit than only simply speaking. If you say this one is good, okay, maybe you receive 2 or 3 reactions. If you make a photo and you say this one is good, you get almost 10 times, sometimes 100 times more impression and attention. So it's really important to work on the pictures, on the photos, and the social network that is based on the photos for wineries. This is it's growing really fast. As you say, 80% of women. That maybe the tourists are not so much. You know, the tourism we have just seen there's mainly men, but in the restaurant, and I can tell you because as a sommelier, it's really it's normal to give the wine list to the woman of the couple, not to the man, because the man is always is more. He can trust the sommelier, but the woman want to choose their wine because they rate, they get interested. So it's really important. Pinterest even for this. Pinterest is viral when a photograph is really impressive. we got a lot of, we say, repeats. It's like a sharing on Facebook. And